Hey, it's Mark Shepard, and it is the Morning Cryptos, day 108 of my 90-day challenge to go deep into the rabbit hole of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. And boy, oh boy, we're deep, aren't we? Once you get in here, this stuff gets a hold of you, and it just, woo! A lot of stuff going on. Let's check it out. Let's start the music and get going. Okay, so real quick before we do anything, it's obvious from this chart. It's obvious from this chart that Bitcoin is testing its previous highs and that we could have a run to 8,000. This could be good if you have Bitcoin. It could be bad if you want to do anything with your Bitcoin, but okay, let's watch and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's look at the news headlines. Bitcoin prices could reach $196,165.79. Like, really? Like, how precise? What if they're wrong and it's only $196,163? Anyway, Bitcoin cash price will head below 1,000 after mega pump runs out of steam. That's from the Merkel an hour ago. And India's Supreme Court calls on government to regulate Bitcoin. Like, how are you going to regulate Bitcoin? Can you regulate, really, the internet? Can you regulate what people do with their email? I think governments are going to discover that it's tricky. And so anyway, let's see what the Bitcoin Cash thing is all about. And by the way, I think Bitcoin Cash might be looking like a buy, regardless of ideology. It might be a good time to get some, but we'll see. They're claiming it's going to crash. Bitcoin Cash price correction is nasty. Okay, it's going through massive price correction. Meanwhile, Bitcoin price is surging. People are ditching Bitcoin Cash as quickly as possible. Struggling to remain above 1,000. It's evident the situation may become unmanageable pretty quickly unless something changes. Well, something's always going to change with Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes up, it also comes back. So it should be interesting to see. All right. Bitcoin Cash started out 7 days ago at a price of $623 and rose to over $2,500. Okay, ever since its peak, it has declined massively. That is only normal, as this sudden growth cannot be sustained in the long run. With the price dropping to $1,500 and then even lower, things have taken a turn for the worse. See, to me, that's when I go, okay, that could be an opportunity there, right? So that's your flavor of the headlines, all right? And so just the only way to trade the headlines is to not believe them, but to be contrarian with them a little bit. So, Bitcoin, let's look at the 1 hour chart real quick before we move on to the other coins. It's moving up, and it's looking like it's wanting to rock and roll. So fasten your seatbelts, people. History is continuing to be made. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. Let's look at it on the 1 day chart first. And yeah, we have a pullback. Surprise. Yeah. That's normal. That's not crashing. You see, when I see normal pullbacks, like people in the news seem to see crashes, right? And that's because they're reporters and they're looking for something that will connect with your fear so that you'll pay attention, because we are being manipulated by fear to get people's attention. And the thing is, if you don't do it, you don't get attention. So that's what reporters are trained to do. I've talked to some people who were trained as reporters. But let's look at this on the 1 hour chart. Let's draw a line. Is Bitcoin Cash really crashing? Look, there's support. Look at the support here. And again, I haven't made up my mind yet whether I'm going to switch sides or just stay neutral or just mess around with the other coins and let Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin duke it out. I have about $500 worth of Bitcoin, which is like $667 worth now. So it's not really $500, it's $667 worth of Bitcoin. But yeah, but I can't get it out because it's all came in little tiny payments. So it's just sitting there. Because to exchange it for something else would cost me more than it's worth. So we'll see. So I see support. They see weakness, I see support. We have a support spot here. We have support here, and right now we've dipped a little bit below the support, but we're right back up. So let's just say that Bitcoin Cash is holding steady around 1,000. Not barely holding steady, it's holding steady. And it may dip lower, but there's life in this. There's life. Let me go to World Coin Index. And the white screen of the World Coin Index will make me look weird because it's very early. There's not much sunlight coming in. So Bitcoin Cash, 24-hour volume, 1.8 billion. That's still pretty damn significant. That is very clearly the second highest volume, way ahead of where Ethereum is. But look at this, Quantum, our little baby Quantum, number 4. And it's up to 12.6. We'll look at the Quantum chart soon. That's good because I got a decent amount of Quantum. All right, so people, I don't think Bitcoin Cash is crashing. You know, I just think, and to me, it's a buy signal. Let me go back to the 1 hour. I'm sorry. Let's make it a little bigger here. It looks like it's actually kind of hit its low, and it's wanting to come back up. So if I were to buy some, if I decided I wanted some, this is not a bad place because it's right on some significant support. But if it comes back in some kind of a controlled way, if it comes back in a controlled way to its $600 to $800 range, you better believe I'm going to pick some up, right? But if it just crashes, I still may pick some up because the volume is insane. I mean, it's got volume. It's the second largest liquidity in 24 hours, right? That's important to know. That's a significant coin that should be taken seriously, I think. And again, I haven't convinced myself that they're the good guys and that the Bitcoin Cash core developing team, Bitcoin Core, are the bad guys. I don't know who the good guys are, right? And they may both be kind of bad guys, and maybe I just want to do something else. So we'll see. Okay, so let's go to Dash. Speaking of doing something else, I've been very pleased with Dash. Let's go to the one-day chart. It had a big boost, and now it is consolidating at its previous resistance, around that $400 range. So there's the $400 level. So if Dash consolidates around this level, I would be very pleased with that. And then continues to move higher, that'd be nice. Doesn't always do what we want though, right? And we have a nice, on the 1 hour chart on Dash, we have a nice solid trading range. And again, you guys know how I feel about trading ranges. Let's just make it a fairly decent sized channel here. Okay, and there's support. The bottoms are not much higher, but they're kind of, they're not falling below this 410 line at the moment in this channel. So, okay, I feel like I'm on track with Dash. I'm not going to sell. I'm going to hold. And if you think it's going up more, if it comes back down to this support line below 400, you might want to pick some up. And again, this is not to be construed as financial advice. But that's if it comes back down to this channel, I might pick some more up. And definitely if it comes back down to this previous support, I'm buying more. Because it's a good project, and it's proven, and it's just getting better, blah, 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 and it's getting more and more known. So it's making its reputation. Let's look at EOS. Woohoo! That's the 1 hour chart. Let's look at the 1 day chart. Go EOS. I'm now in the money. All my EOS. Because I think I started buying back here. I don't know where. No. Yeah. I started buying it here in this channel. This is where I think I started buying EOS. Kind of in this range. Right? And it kept going down. So I just kept buying it. And I've got a bunch of it the other day. So I'm in the money now, I think, on all of my EOS. And we'll see. And if I think it's a long-term hold. That's what I'm, the more I'm looking at that project. It is everything Ethereum is and way better. Just like Dash is way better than Bitcoin in a dozen different ways, and maybe some ways it's not, but I'm not, as a fairly new person, I'm not really perceiving how Bitcoin's better other than it just keeps going up in price. And that, to me, is a result of its fame. It's like the Kardashians make really good money, and they don't do anything. They just look pretty, and they're seen a lot, and they're famous. They're famous for being famous. Like, at this point, kind of Bitcoin has got the attention. So money flows where attention goes. So be aware of that. And my whole strategy is to look a little away from the crowd. The introvert strategy. I like it. It works for me. All right, let's look at Ethereum on the 1 day chart. If the chart will load. It didn't. What's going on? Or maybe it did. It looks like the 1 hour chart. So Ethereum, it looks like this 350-ish, 360-ish is our next target. But of course we have the $400 thing. And if Dash goes up to 400, why is Ethereum not going up to 400, people? I don't get it. And the thing is, what I love about all of this is I don't have to understand stuff to make money. I can just watch it and respond appropriately to what it does. So we have some significant resistance up here at 400. Around the 400 range. And then we have some resistance with Ethereum right pretty much where it is. And I think it could go for it. Particularly as Bitcoin goes crazy in price, Ethereum is looking more and more undervalued. And again, we know the price has nothing to do with underlying value, so if Ethereum has underlying value, why wouldn't it be worth more? I don't know. But if it went really parabolic, it could really affect all the ICO stuff that happens on Ethereum. So we'll see. But I'm in on Ethereum. I'm holding. There's nothing. It's not a sell spot here for me, and it's not really a buy more spot here unless it comes back down to its previous support. In which case, if it stays in this channel, its little channel here that's been in for months, since basically September, since the Chinese ICO thing, and it recovered nicely from the Chinese ICO thing, and it's just been consolidating ever since. And I think that's a sweet little chart right there. So option number one, if it comes back down to the $300 range or below, get some more. If it drops like a rock, get some more. Right? And again, this is my suggestion to myself. This is my self-hypnosis program. So in two scenarios, I'll buy more if it comes back to 300 or below, essentially. If it really drops like a rock, I'll definitely look into getting more. Otherwise, if it lifts and goes, I'm in the money and I'm going to hang on. And if it just stays in this channel, I'm just going to hang on. All right. So I still think Ethereum is a good project, but that's just, some people think it sucks. So IOTA is making a big run, and of course I don't have any, so that pisses me off, and it's not easy to get a hold of because it only seems to be trading on Bitfinex, and I can't get to Bitfinex because I live in the USSA, as Jeff Berwick calls it. And you need to check out Jeff Berwick if you have any libertarian leanings. You got to check him out. He's pretty well researched, and he's not afraid to speak the truth. And he's not afraid to polarize and alienate some people, but at the same time, I'm a little wary of that. So I watch and I enjoy, and maybe I'll even agree with him someday on everything, but we'll see. I think there's a lot of shenanigans going on, and I think we need to call ourselves on it as human beings. But all right, Litecoin. I love Litecoin. Oh my God. Look at it just steadily, gently, predictably moving up. We now have essentially two significant tops, possibly a third top. And again, my prediction, if we kind of approximate the tops, we have higher bottoms. Get this a little bigger here. We have higher bottoms. This could be a bullish flag. I don't know. We have this little cup thing. And I don't think there's any reason why Litecoin can't continue to keep going up. If a reason shows up in the market, we'll see. Let's just take a peek at the 1 hour. Boom, 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 boom. Looking pretty good on the 1 hour. I mean, that's a pretty significant uptrend. But we're right now we have support at 62, which is pretty darn good. That means I'm in the money. So I think I bought down at 54. Every time I went to 54, I got some. So cool. And again, as I've said before, if I have profits in any of the other coins, if I decide to take profits, I will probably pop them into Litecoin. The other thing to keep in mind that Litecoin has the same deal with Bitcoin. If you have a bunch of little tiny transactions and you combine them into one, it has to combine all that data. So for small transactions, Dash is looking real good again. And these coins are going to emerge, I think, with specific use cases. It's going to be like a carpenter's toolbox. You use Bitcoin to store. You use Litecoin to take profits to. You use Dash for everyday stuff or to keep your shit private, or Monero for that. But, and we'll see. We'll see where it all pops in. All right. Okay. Sorry. I just woke up. I literally haven't looked at the charts today until right now. Neo has a really nice sideways channel. And we have rising bottoms. Not knowing that much about Neo, looking at the chart, if you're into Neo and you think it's a good project, not a bad place to get in right now at 29. Because it's in its trading range, but the bottoms are higher, and it looks like it wants to move up. And again, you can't tell till it gets here whether it's going to move up. But you got to get in before it moves up, right? So it looks like a good entry point if one should choose to get in. Oh, man. Oh, man, I made so many videos yesterday. I'm a little tired today. It was intense. But I think they were good videos, and I had a good time making them for you guys. So you should check them out. They're the 2 videos before this on my channel. If you go directly to my channel, day 108. And I keep everything numbered by day so that at least I can find stuff, and it might be helpful for you too. But Omise Go. Let's look at Omise Go. Omise Go. Omise Go. We're having a little bit of a lift, but I don't think it's really made its big move yet. We do have really good support down here at 5.9. And we have some pretty good resistance at 8.07. I'll draw a line. So we got a line here, support. Nice job, Mark. Come on. Oh, Dapucha. Aye. You know, I see other people working these charts, and they seem to know what they're doing. I can't make a stupid line go straight sometimes. I know if you hold the shift key down, it's supposed to make it go straight. There, look at that. I did it. All right, so we have a nice little channel, and we have a little bit of rising bottoms, but I think when we say go, right now is in a channel. That's okay, because it's early in this project. And let's see, we have quantum to Bitcoin, quantum to Ethereum, and let's quantum to US dollar. That's the one that makes my brain work. So we've had a little bit of a move in quantum, and it went up as high as 13. Interesting. Yeah. I'm in it for the long. I'm a long term. I'm going to hodl quantum because I think quantum is absolutely doing everything right at this point. And I would not be surprised if we are at 15 or 20 not too long from now. So still pretty bullish on quantum. And it's new in the project, really. It's early, so we'll see. And my other little friend here, Monero, and again, I don't have a lot. I got like one single Monero. But, yeah. It's made its move, and it's consolidating now, and yeah, cool. Okay, so it looks like the altcoins are coming in, coming back, and Bitcoin probably today will make a new high. It'll probably go for 8,000. So that's kind of news, but it's like it still hasn't been made usable, and I don't understand the price action, but you know, in Bitcoin Cash, we'll see. I'm just watching it. So that's it for today, man. Short day, in and out, got you done. And I really appreciate you guys, and I love the fact that we've had some great discussions yesterday. So check out the videos that I made about the Bitcoin wars. I'm trying to understand it in my head. I'm not taking positions yet. But I am starting to feel a little bit like Bitcoin legacy has been kind of taken over by pretty centralized powers, and I'm a little suspicious. But either way, I think if Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash disappeared and tore each other apart, I think the crypto space will keep going, and maybe that's a hopeful thing. I don't know. So if you like this, what I'm doing here, check out some of my other stuff as well. Give me a subscription. Go ahead and subscribe. There we go. My words are not coming out too well today. I got to drink more coffee, and it's a little bit earlier than I normally do these. And I was up late working on some other videos. I did an incredible interview for my Better Man project with one of my NLP students who has really applied the things that I've been researching in his own life, and he's just crushing it in his business with his woman, and he's really working on being honest in his relationship, and that That interview is almost ready, and I'll tell you guys more about that if you're interested in it. I think that's it for now. I got a lot going on here, and I really want you to prosper. I want you to be safe out there. I want you to make really good decisions. And remember, buy low, sell high. See what the crowd's doing, and then look away from the crowd and see what other opportunities there are to get in low and ride it up, baby, because we are in the greatest bull market in the history of humankind. And there's no toll. You can just come in and do it. You don't need anybody's permission. And unfortunately, you don't need to have a whole lot of education to do it. And I don't mean formal education, but you're going to get an education once you start doing it, right? So it's about jumping in. For some of you, it's putting your toe in the water. For others, it's walking around the pool. I'm a jump in, feet first kind of guy once I realize that the water is really good, right? So I hope that's helpful for you today. And as usual, if there are other things that come up, I will try to do special videos with my Crypto Crankers Guide to the Bitcoin Galaxy of Greed and Grooviness series. And I think that's it. I'm out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you very, very much. Please leave a comment below if you have a question, if you have something you want me to look into, if you're unsure of something, just let me know what's going on. And I do the best to answer my comments really rapidly at this point. And again, you guys rock. And appreciate you guys very much. So let's go ahead and start the music.